A nigga might be from a third world country, but a nigga got standards. What's good? This is your boy Tico Tren from the Middle East. Sorry I've been away for a while. Been doing business for the lovely governments of the world for all intents and purposes. I've been handling their dirty work for all intents and purposes. But this video is basically going to be a response to Maga Man's one video that he privated, Tico Tren, Let's Talk Facts, Tico Tren Fraud versus Facts. I had to eventually respond to this video because I found it rather funny, because this is the stuff I talk about in the manosphere when I talk about people not really paying attention and they only catch part of the conversation, so they believe part of the conversation, so they run with it stupidly and blindly. So what ends up happening is you want to make a video trying to call me a fraud on partial information you know nothing about for a long-running joke that only Hidden, Mr. Forma, and a few other people in the manosphere actually know about because they started the whole entire joke. Starting off with that, we're talking about the private jet. I've always stated I never owned a private jet. Hidden always joked about me owning a private jet, but I've actually never owned a private jet. My friend owns a private jet. I take a lot of charter jets and I fly around a lot. So we typically joke about me owning a jet because I'm always flying all over the world, basically. Doesn't mean I own a jet, just means I fly a lot. Big difference. Fundamental difference between being a jet setter and actually owning a jet. That being said, this is the type of stuff I talk about when I talk about men not paying attention and only running off of half-truths or, partial information or jokes, basically, that are blown way out of fucking proportion. And I always talk about it in my video when Hidden does it. Like, I don't own a fucking private jet. Stop it. Knock it off. My friend owns one. I don't own one. And the sad part about that is this is a running joke that's been going on for a very, very long time. So, no, I don't own a private jet. Never said I owned a private jet. Never stated I own a private jet. Matter of fact, I've always said I don't own a private jet. And Hidden's always said I own a private jet. That's particularly how it works. So, knocking out right away like a annoying child with a sucker, basically. That's pretty much how it works. You basically are running on false information that Hidden's pretty much helped spread along with Mr. Foreman and a couple other people. And it's a long-running joke for all intents and purposes. So, yeah, about that. Right. Moving right along. Tico is a truck driver. Actually, no, I'm not. I actually own the business. I'm an entrepreneur Negro, basically. I actually own the business that I actually drive the truck for, basically. Typically, this is how it works. When I start a business, I typically like to go through the steps and motions that my employees are going to go through so I can know their everyday ins and outs and their problems that they're going to face on their routes and in their daily lives on the job. That's why I'm a good supervisor. That's why I'm a good boss. And that's why I'm a good business owner. And this is why my businesses don't fail, because I have dedicated employees who I've actually myself ran out on their routes, literally did their routes. I know the stresses. I know their things. I know the various things that they got to go through in their daily lives so they can actually live. And the sad part about that is I go out there for one or two reasons. One, like I said, so I can actually understand what they're going to face out there in the field. Two, so I can know what I should pay them properly, because I don't want to underpay no employees, nor do I want to underappreciate my employees. So I merely go out there myself. It's kind of like undercover bosses, only before the whole entire company actually, goes out there. So I basically take all their different routes basically before my employees go out there, so I can know what they have to face on a daily basis. I don't want them running into no bullshit. I don't need them running into no racist bullshit. I don't need them running into no SJW bullshit. I want them to have a seamlessly smooth transition into their fucking job. I want them to have a great day. I want them to get paid, and I want them to come home safely. It's that simple. And I'm pretty sure their significant others would like them to come home safety as well. So no, I'm actually not a truck driver. I actually own the business that I drove the truck for. So yeah, about that. I own a lot of businesses, if you haven't really noticed, because I can't just sit still, and I gotta keep on going and doing shit for all intents and purposes. So at the end of the day, no, I'm not a truck driver. I merely own the trucking business. I got the idea from somebody else, and somebody told me I should start it, and I'd be a very good boss for truckers. So I basically went out there to basically get an understanding for what the truckers are going to go through on their day-to-day routine under all the contracts that we have right now for the actual job. That's pretty much how that works. I'm a very good supervisor, and that's what I like to know. I would like to know the shortcomings. I would like to know the pitfalls. I would like to know all this stuff that my employees are going to face on the clock. It is what it is, because I want my employees to have a good experience at the workplace, and I don't want them to be disenfranchised or be like, well, Tico don't understand what we go through out there in the field and this, that, and the other. No, I pretty much nipped that in the butt in the beginning. Before they get the route, I run their route for them to make sure everything is fine and everything's going to work out perfectly. So no, I'm not a trucker. I just own the trucking business. The irony to that is the precursor to me owning a business was me and a stream with Win literally learning how to drive a truck on stream without being behind the wheel of a truck. Ask Win. He's the one. I literally learned how to drive a truck, air brakes, all that shit on a stream without being behind the wheel of a truck. That's how intelligent I am. That's how smart I am. That's basically how that shit works. You can tell me anything. You tell me how to fly a fucking jet engine, a jet plane on a stream. If you're a very good person at explaining it to me, I can pretty much learn how to fly a jet plane, a helicopter, you name it, in the middle of a stream while you're explaining it to me without being in a cockpit, without being behind the wheel, without being anywhere near the fucking piece of machinery, because I'm just that I'm just that smart, basically. That's all it really is. That being said, moving right along to other business ventures. Tren Labs is actually a studio where we actually record music in movies and anime and stuff like that along the lines. I actually own that. It actually falls under the family's business, under the whole entire umbrella of the family business, along with this trucking thing that I got going on now. It's a bunch of contracts. Basically, I got a bunch of people that's working. They're gainfully employed. I like to keep people gainfully employed. That's how I roll. I like to employ veterans, and I like to employ men in the manosphere who's been on hard times and fell on hard times that's in my neighborhood and in that region, basically, to help them out, basically, so they can keep their jobs and keep the shirt on their back after being divorce raped. That's typically why I start businesses in the United States, to help men so we can actually get back on track. You can get back to your life as being a man, basically. Give you a purpose in life for all intents and purposes. Let it be helping a man in the manosphere, or let it be helping a veteran. That's exactly what I do. Moving right along to another business venture. Also have a clothing line for women's gym wear, basically, called Tico's Angels. Keep on running along with that. We also own farming. My family owns farming as like agriculture all over the world. We have a holdings company because we own shares in various companies around the world. And we have a security firm company. I also have internet security. I've already talked about that multiple times. I own a software security company, and a lot of other things along the lines of that for all intents and purposes. Yeah, no, I'm not rich, but people think I'm rich, but I'm really not rich. I just basically do things that I guess people think I'm rich, basically, but I'm really not. Moving right along to the next topic. Tico has a gang. A long time ago, when I was a teenager, I had a gang. It was called Deuces and Saces. It's basically a mixture of Jamaicans, Latinos, and anybody else from the Caribbean for all intents and purposes. So Jamaicans and Latinos, basically, in the Caribbean, all the Caribbean countries in Central and South America for all intents and purposes. So it was a conglomerate. It was loosely connected factions throughout Central, from Mexico all the way down to South America for all intents and purposes. And we literally had branches in every single country at one point. The irony to that is when I wanted to give up that life, unfortunately the second person in command didn't want to continue it either. So we ended up disbanding it, and they ended up being absorbed by various gangs and cartels and and posses throughout Central Caribbean and South America for all intents and purposes. So yes, I was in a gang, and yes, I'm still in contact with all those people that were a part of my gang when I was a child. And yes, I was a drug dealer too, FYI. Now, am I part of a gang now? No. But I will say this: my family are coyotes. They own a coyote business, so they do transport human beings. I am currently dating somebody whose father's in a cartel. My two daughters, my oldest twins, their uncle is actually the head of the Albanian mafia. That being said, moving right along. So no, I'm actually not in a gang. I'm just very, very well connected to a bunch of different gangs. And on top of that, I know people in the various Jamaican posses also on top of that. That's pretty much how that works. So I'm pretty well connected. I once dated a girl, the one Asian girl I always talk about. The one Asian girl I always talk about that almost got me to move to another country, and I just couldn't move. Her dad was actually in a yakuza. That being said, moving right along. So no, I'm actually not in a gang. I'm just loosely connected or affiliated with various different criminal organizations. That's about it. Um, moving right along. What else did he say? Stupid. Um, my actual occupation. I've stated this multiple times in many streams. Molecular genetics, pimping. Molecular genetics. STEM fields. If you don't know what STEM fields is, that's math science. Math science. Stuff like that. That's basically what I do. Math science engineer. Stuff like that. Um, in technology for all intents and purposes. That's basically what I do. I'm actually in molecular genetics. I actually do more research than anything. My second occupation is actually I work for a security firm. They typically refer to us as mercenaries or contract security firm, basically via the government. We get contracted out by governments. They pay us to go do various jobs. That's what we do. We get paid handsomely. That is actually my second job for all intents and purposes, and that's basically how it worked. I also went to school multiple times. I've stated this multiple times in various videos. I'm actually well educated. Graduated from school multiple times. Went to school in about 4 different countries. So yeah, that's pretty much my life. I'm not a fraud. I'm always upfront. I talk about all this stuff in my videos. Apparently, you're behind and you don't really quite pay attention, or you like running on fake news or drama, basically, so you can fix your narrative. It's kind of the mood that you always set in all your videos, basically, where you want everything to fit a narrative. And quite frankly, I don't fit your narrative, so you should stop trying. Go pick on Yam or go pick on somebody else that's easier. That's an easier target, basically, because I'm not the one. I'm smarter than you. I have more money than you. I have more connections than you. And I have more purpose in life than you at the end of the day. It's that simple. Don't be mad because I have more of a purpose in life and I help more people. Hell, I donate more money than your whole entire households, your whole entire family households make every year. Every fucking year. I help more veterans. I help more veterans in a week than you helped in your whole entire lifetime. I help more men in the manosphere behind the scenes than you can remotely say you've done in your whole entire life. I've helped more men than you actually have subs in a manosphere. I place more men in homes. I place more. I help men get. I've helped men get their children back. I started a fucking server where you can actually go to do the Title 4D stuff so you can get your children back. I've actually helped more people get children back than you actually have fucking subs. I've actually helped more veterans find a home and get their benefits than you would ever have subs. I do more than you in an hour than you would do in your whole entire lifetime. I employ more people than you got fucking subs in the whole entire fucking world. So before you open your mouth, you might want to do some investigation and stop listening to goofy, witty banter that we always have in the streams because it's a long running joke, basically. That's your fucking problem. You don't pay attention, and now you got pie in your face. This video was coming anyway, so oh, I thought we were chill. No, this video was coming anyway. I said it was coming because you had it coming because of that video you made. It is what it is. Get your life together, act like you got some sense, and sort your shit out, and make yourself have a better fucking life, and quit living in misery, quit living in the fucking past, and actually grow up, actually put your big boy pants on, and actually live your life to the fullest, and fuck everybody else around you. That's your fucking problem. You're too busy worried about what everybody else got going on to remotely have a successful life your fucking self. You're in the Title 4D server, motherfucker. You're barely in there, and you're not even trying to get your fucking children back. There's a lot of fucking information in there to help you fucking get your children back, and you don't even fucking try. That shit pisses me off. You haven't stepped in, you've been in the server for a while and only stepped foot in the fucking server 1, maybe 2 times. That lets me know you're not even trying. Don't piss me off. On top of that, you want to talk about all this stuff when we're putting forth all this information to help your ass get your fucking children back, and you're doing nothing but sit on your ass and crying like a little bitch. Like I said, with me, it's either you are or you're not. And if you're not, get the fuck out my face before I slap you in the fucking face. Don't come at me sideways when you're not even trying to improve your life yourself. And I put all the tools in that fucking server to help your dumb ass. Don't ever, ever disrespect me. I'm not none of these motherfuckers on the internet. Like I said, you may talk a good game on the internet, but I would literally show up at your house. I know motherfuckers that could bring piano wire to a fucking gunfight and walk out with a higher fucking body count than everybody with automatic weapons. Don't fuck with me. So either get your fucking life together, act like you got some fucking sense, and use all the fucking tools in that fucking server, or get the fuck out my face and be a low life nothing. A waste of fucking space, oxygen, and air. Don't ever come at me crooked. Because I will slap the fuck out of your neck crooked. You cry about not seeing your children. I put forth the tools in that fucking server so you get your fucking children back, and your ass really shows the fuck up. But you want to talk about me? No. Take your ass to that server and get your fucking children back. Then you can talk shit about me. Sad part about that is you can't, because I have all my children. Every single last one of them. I see them on a regular basis every day. I wake up to them, jumping on me, flipping on me, pulling up my eyelids, all that other crazy bullshit. Sippy cup this, sippy cup that. Give me cookie, give me crackers. I wake up to that shit on a regular fucking basis. I'm trying to get you to the point so you can wake up to that shit on a regular fucking basis. Because the sad part about this is, if you don't want to go get your children back, you're basically perpetuating the whole entire bullshit we talk about in the fucking manosphere. And that's sad. So go get your fucking children back so that you don't become fucking statistics. And don't come at me sideways on this bullshit when in fact you're not even trying to get your fucking children back, but you want to cry about your children. Get in there, get in the fucking server, look up all that information that we posted all over the fucking place on a continuous basis, and get your fucking children back, and then come talk to me about some bullshit. And tell them, shut the fuck up and cry like a little bitch and wallow in your misery. That's the problem I hate with people. They always want to put their problems on a back burner to fuck with other people, and they can't even address their own fucking problems. They want to point at other people, but they got all this shit going on. They got Hurricane Katrina happening behind them, but they want to address other people's problems, and the person's doing better than them. And then they run off at the mouth on some half-truths. Or shit that's not even half-truth. Because there's a running fucking joke that Hitton pretty much made up. Problem is with that, though, is if you actually pay attention, you would know. I've also said it multiple times, I don't own a private jet. I do fly charter quite often, but I don't own a private jet. I do fly all over the world quite often, but I don't own a private jet. Like I said, my Indian friend owns a private jet. I don't own a private jet. I would like to have one day, but I don't own one. This is Tico Tren from the Middle East. Peace. And peace in the Middle East. Never, because the United States always fucks up shit. All right, I'm out. A nigga might be from a third world country, but a nigga got standards.